Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. News at 12.
In the local scene, renewable energy is being promoted in Albay as a practical strategy to reduce electricity costs and support local economic growth. Rosemary Quintoray, President and Chief Executive Officer of Southern Luzon Technological College Foundation Incorporated and convener of the Albay Renewable Energy Alliance, said shifting to clean energy can help institutions and businesses significantly cut power expenses. Quintoray cited the ongoing solarification project of Southern Luzon Technological College Foundation Incorporated, which is generating nearly 50,000 pesos in monthly savings on electricity bills while also reducing greenhouse gas emissions. She said initiatives like these projects show how renewable energy can deliver both economic and environmental benefits as electricity costs continue to rise. Quintoray also highlighted the Albay Renewable Energy Roadmap as a strategy to attract investments, reduce operational costs, and strengthen long-term economic resilience in the province. With an estimated 1,250 megawatts of renewable energy potential, Albay is positioning itself to develop more cost-efficient and sustainable energy systems for businesses and communities. In other story, 1st District Board Member Attorney Sheena Marie C. Unrubia de la Cruz has been elected National Secretary General of the National Movement of Young Legislators. The Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Albay formally recognized her election through Provincial Resolution Number 0439-2026 during the 36th regular session. The resolution, authored by Board Member Harold Imperial and supported by members present during the session, commended her leadership and service in promoting youth participation in governance. The National Movement of Young Legislators brings together young elected officials from across the country to promote innovation, good governance, and inclusive development. Unrubia de la Cruz first became involved in the organization during her tenure as a city councilor in Tabaco City. She also previously served as National Public Relations Officer, helping strengthen communication and collaboration among members. In other news, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Albay has approved Pulangi's Municipal Ordinance Number 012-085, Series of 2026, allowing the creation of the Pulangi Smart and Safe Town Council. The measure institutionalizes the Pulangi Smart and Safe Town framework aimed at strengthening governance through digital systems and improved public safety measures. The ordinance also defines the Council's powers, functions, and funding support for the implementing technology-driven initiatives in the municipality. The proposal was reviewed and modified based on a legal opinion from the Provincial Legal Office to ensure compliance with national laws and regulations. The measure was examined under the Committee on Public Order and Safety chaired by Board Member Harold Imperial during the 36th regular session. In the national scene, another Filipino died after a missile attack in Haifa, Israel. The Department of Foreign Affairs confirmed on Tuesday, but the identity of the deceased has not yet been revealed. This is the second Filipino death reported during the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. The DFA said the Philippine embassy in Tel Aviv is now working to bring the victims' remains back to the Philippine embassy as soon as possible. DFA and embassy have also contacted the family to offer support and ask the Filipino community to pray for her and give strength to her family during this difficult time. Because of the ongoing conflict in the region, 1,585 non-working Filipinos have asked the Department of Foreign Affairs to be repatriated. As of April 6, the DFA has already helped 903 of them return to the Philippines. In other story, oil companies have announced new double-digit increases for diesel, along with price hikes for gasoline and kerosene, marking 5 straight weeks of fuel price increases since the Middle East conflict began. Starting Tuesday, diesel prices have risen to 172.90 pesos per liter, gasoline to 119.90 pesos per liter, and kerosene to 178.29 pesos per liter. Shell Pilipinas said diesel prices would go up by 19.80 pesos per liter, gasoline by 5.90 pesos per liter, and kerosene by 9.10 pesos per liter. Petron Corporation announced increases of 18.80 pesos per liter for diesel and 4.90 for gasoline and 8.10 pesos per liter for kerosene. Sea Oil will also raise prices by 17.95 for diesel, 4.90 for gasoline, and 8.10 pesos per liter for kerosene. Jetty Petroleum said it will delay its price adjustments until Friday, with increases set at 18.60 for diesel and 5.40 pesos per liter for gasoline. Leo Bella said the delay aims to help ease the impact of the sharp price hikes, especially for diesel. Many Filipinos online have expressed frustrations over the continued rise in fuel prices, despite Iran's assurance of safe passage for Philippine fuel shipments through the Strait of Hormuz would help bring prices down. In other news, travel agencies in Davos City are now feeling the impact of the Middle East conflict, with several canceling their international trips. Following the outbreak of war, some airlines have temporarily suspended or canceled flights, including routes to Riyadh, Dubai, and nearby countries, to ensure the safety of passengers, crew, and aircraft. Philippine Airlines earlier said it has enough jet fuel to continue its scheduled operations, including long-haul flights, while Cebu Pacific confirmed it has sufficient fuel supply for both domestic and international flights until June 2026. Airlines have also made network adjustments, including flight cancellations, as global fuel prices have more than doubled compared to the 2025 average. A travel agency in Davos City said ongoing conflict has greatly affected their business as more clients continue to cancel their international tour packages. And in the news outside the country, Iran on Monday said it seeks a lasting end to the conflict with the U.S. and Israel, rejecting pressure to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. President Donald Trump warned that the country could be taken out if it failed to meet his Tuesday night deadline for a deal. According to the Iranian news agency, Tehran responded to a U.S. proposal mediated by Pakistan with a 10-point plan which include ending regional conflicts, establishing safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, lifting sanctions, and funding reconstructions. Trump, who threatened severe action against Tehran if no agreement was reached by 8 p.m. Tuesday, rejected Iran's response and said the deadline was final. Trump warned that Iran could be taken out in a single night and vowed to destroy its power plants and bridges, dismissing concerns about potential war crimes or the impact of Iran's 93 million citizens. He added that without a deal, every bridge in Iran will be decimated and every power plant will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again. Breaking news: Iran-U.S.-Israel war agreed to a 2-week ceasefire to date. In other story, Iran said several U.S. aircraft were destroyed during a rescue operation, including 2 military transport planes and 2 Black Hawk helicopters, and videos shared on social media showed burned out wreckage of the aircraft. According to Wall Street Journal, 2 U.S. special operations planes blown up the ground during the mission, and report noted that MC-139JS are designed for covert operations. The New York Times said that 2 U.S. transport planes used in the rescue got stuck, so U.S. commanders destroyed them to prevent them from being captured by Iran, and 3 new planes were sent to complete the extraction of U.S. personnel. Reuters confirmed the location of the wreckage using the shape and position of the mountains seen in the images, which matched topography maps and satellite data. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said several aircraft were destroyed during the U.S. mission to rescue the downed airmen. While the type of aircraft could not be fully verified, forensic imagery analysts said the record shows features of consistent with MC-130J and parts of a helicopter rotor. And finally, in the news outside the country, the Artemis astronauts have entered the final stage of their journey toward a lunar loop, a historic milestone that marks the first time humans will complete a flyby of the moon since 1972. On Monday, the craft entered what NASA calls the lunar sphere of the influence, where the moon's gravity pulls the spacecraft more strongly than Earth's, and they were about 39,000 miles from the moon and 232,000 miles from the Earth. The Orion capsule will now swing around the moon, allowing the crew to travel further from Earth than any humans before them. Early Sunday, NASA shared an image from the astronauts showing the moon with the orientable basin clearly visible. Astronaut Coach told Canadian Children in a live Q&A that seeing this massive bullseye-shaped crater, sometimes called the Moon's Grand Canyon, was highlight of the mission. During the flyby, the crew will also witness a solar eclipse with the sun hidden behind the moon except for its outer corona. They will also test the new Orion Crew Survival System spacesuits designed for emergency use and capable of supplying up to 6 days of breathable air. That's the news of 12 April 8, 2026. We'll be back next week for more news updates. Thanks to all our news writers, Naomi Ruth Hernandez, Saila April Ermida, and LJ Lurejo. And on the technical side, Chad Bobis, and our Provincial Information Office OIC, Marty Gonzalez. And under the supervision of our Governor, Noel Irusal, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing. Albay in my heart.